we pricing condos like it's 2021, or are we pricing condos for today's market? So for me anyway, this is where it gets interesting because it's where the rubber meets the road. About 90% of condos that are on the market have had to reduce their prices in order to sell their property. The average being about 13.7%. So almost 14%. So what does that tell me? If you have to reduce your price about 14%, you probably didn't price it correctly to begin with. There's no better evidence than the fact that the condos that are sitting on the market for over 90 days, 65.8% of them have not reduced their price. And those that have done so at an average of about 10.8%, which means that they're still 3 to 4% behind the condos that have sold. So again, the evidence is pointing at the fact that we're just not pricing the properties correctly for the market in 2025 going into 2026. This isn't an age issue. This isn't a legislation issue. This isn't an HOA issue. This is a price issue. I'll give you the perfect example of a property I found in Sarasota on the MLS. It was a 2022 listing. It went pending in 2022, and in 2024, went back active. So at some point, the deal fell through. Once the property went back active, the owner of the property not only put it back on the market for the listing price from 2022, which, by the way, was the height of the COVID era market. He then bumped up the price from about $525,000 to $695,000, almost $700,000. That's quite a significant raise from 2022 COVID heights to 2025, where we're now dealing with a market correction. In that same building, there was a condo that sold for the same square footage for $499,000 in 2022. Again, the COVID peak. So what does that tell you? Well, if anything, the market has not gone up 30, 40%. Here we are in 2025 during a market correction, an inventory of 10 and a half months, which puts us directly into a buyer's market. And we have, I would believe, the owner looking to increase the price 40%. The issue we're having, again, is a reality check. It's a pricing problem. So this property is now sat on the market for about 684 days. 684 days without selling, without interest, without anything. That's a pricing problem. That's not a buyer problem. That's not an insurance problem. That's not an HOA problem. That's a seller problem. Now, I need to be fair to some of the sellers here. Some of the sellers did buy in 21 and 22, and they got hit with $50,000 assessments, doubling of HOA fees, increased insurance rates. So for them, reducing 14% or bringing the price down may just not be feasible for them. So today, they're in a situation where things are a little bit more difficult for them. Buyers are pricing in all of these additional fees, the higher HOA fees, the higher insurance rates. They're pricing that into their purchase price and their offer price. And so again, it doesn't make it necessarily conducive for the people who bought in 21 and 22 to walk away with a profit on their investment.